Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 7th annual Rate to Sell Memorial 9-Ball Tournament, combined with the Josh Northeast 9-Ball Tour. Mr. Mike Zuglin running the show. And we are coming to you live from Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm upstate out of AZBTV, and let me tell you something. St. Patty's Day is around the corner, and Snookers is going to be off the hook. I think that's the new terminology. Snookers. Watch the march of the championship selections right here. Buy a burger and a light beer and take the glass home with you. If you're planning a party for St. Patty's Day, get in touch with Snookers right away. Mike Zuglin giving me no air here, folks. OBQs. Dan Hydrick, the Turning Stone. Phil Capel of Billiards Press. The Tap League, the best amateur league in North America. Simona's Cloth and Aramis Balls, along with the main sponsor on Mike Zuglin's store, Josh Hughes. Molinari Glove, because it fits, and they're available now in many different colors. The players are flipping the coin. No air here. There it is, the last tip tool you'll ever buy. Get over there to the lastforever.com with the number 4 and mention Upstate Owl 20 and get 20% off this tool. You'll never need another one. Free shipping too, by the way, in US and Canada. Fingerbridge.com. Try it out. You're gonna like it. It holds that stick in a straight as an arrow. Make the balls that you've been missing, and then train yourself with this. Go to fingerbridge.com. Greg Antonakis, get your Southwest from the best. There it is. Get in touch with Greg at GA, the number 9, and then ball at gmail.com. And don't forget, Mark Dion, his memorial tournament for his dad, Robert Dion, is coming up. The 12th and the 13th of March, taking place at the Crow's Nest. Get in touch with MD Promotions. Mike Dechaine says, Al, we got to roll. Got to agree with him. It's getting late, and these players want to get it on. Mike Dechaine, Jayson Shaw. The winner will face Sean Wilkie in the finals. And just to remind you, in the finals, it is a true double elimination. So one of these two players will have to beat Sean twice. And Mr. McGonigal is getting his jacket on. That scares me. Looks like he's going to exit the building. Tom, I want to thank you.
20 years ago, I'd stay.
Yeah. Well, you still got it in your blood, just to let you know that.
Absolutely.
Tom said 20 years ago he would stay. We appreciate it, Tom. Thanks. Have a safe trip home, and thanks once again, and see you down the road.
All the money out.
Yeah, you got to hold on to that briefcase. Stop by a Hess gas station on your way home and hold them up. Take care, Tom. Tom running the New England Billiards Hall of Fame, and I tell you, he's got his heart and soul in it. He's now leaving. Check, 1, 2. Sorry, folks, you might have heard an echo. I had 2 headsets going. One nothing, Mr. Jayson Shaw. Steve, is that yours? Oh, okay. Got a couple of bottles of water around the equipment here. I kind of don't like it. Yeah, I'm talking to myself right now. I'm sorry. We're going to have Steve Reynolds, the owner of TJ's up in Maine. He's probably going to step in just a little bit. He's saying farewell to Tom McGonigal. Seven ball gets kicked by the 5. It's going to get in the pocket. Jayson has a shot on the 1. And look at the 2-9. Let's go to the overhead. Look at that 2-9. If Jay can draw off this, stay away from the 3 ball, come back up table. That 2-9 looks good. Oh, he used the 8 to come back down? How sharp does he play? That's what I want to know. He's not going to play it. He's going to duck underneath the 6, it seems like. He doesn't like the duck. He's eyeing up the combo. Maybe a 2-way, put him behind the 3. Played the combo all the way. He split the jaws. Watch the... Wow. I was going to say he can scratch off the 8 ball. Nevertheless, he doesn't. It's 2-0, Jayson Shaw. Six ball, which was the wing ball, went right in. And a shot on the 1. The upper left-hand corner. The 2 ball right next to the 1 ball there. Sean Wilkie, way in the back of the room, just sitting in one of the, sort of like a barber-style chair, you know, all nice and cushioned and leaned back a little bit. And he's just sitting there watching the match. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We want to say hi to Charlie and the whole family, Natalie and everybody back in Scotland. We know they do tune in. Jayson on this 9 ball will make it 3-0. Racing to 9. No, Steve, I was asking if that was yours. Oh. Put it right on the table then. Hey, Steve is feeling pretty good right now. You guys can hear that one. Here we go. To the match. Jayson set the break in rack number 4. And once again, Steve Reynolds on board from TJ's.
We'll keep that quiet.
Yeah, that's one we got to keep.
I'll tell you what.
Jason's been making the wing ball, but not that time. The 4 ball got kicked around. The 1 ball's going to find a hole. The 2 ball is going to be dressed up. And Jayson, once again, just a 3 where it is.
Tell you what, I wanted to get back in the booth with you because you get the best setup I've ever seen. I'd rather. This is like watching the Super Bowl on TV.
You like this big screen? Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, you know what? I forgot my big screen at home. So I asked one of the tech guys here. I said, "Don't you have a television upstairs about 30 inches or whatever?"
Yeah,
And he came down with it. It's a little big for the box, but it's all right.
Pretty nice.
Nice shot with that 2 ball into the side. Position on the 3. The 6 to the 7 is going to be crucial here. He's got the position to do it. And he's looking at the short side of the 7. I think the shot, but that's just me, is to slide over and get close to the left long rail tight and play the back cut.
He might draw across and play the 7 in the other corner.
Yeah, he's looking to get the short side of that 7. I like playing the cue here and cutting the 7 in. That's the shot he just shot. I like that.
He back cuts a lot of balls.
Oh, he did play the short side. How good does this guy play? He's going to look at the back cut? I can't believe it.
He back cuts a lot of balls. Every time I watch him, he's just great at cutting balls. He never misses a tough cut.
He's going straight into that left bottom corner pocket. Well, nothing, Jayson.
Yeah.
Run away right now.
Tell you what, we're down to the point in the tournament where a miss or any kind of folly doesn't just cost you,
Costing your racks.
Yeah,
you're right.
multiple.
Well, the Kings of
sometimes.
Vape are right here on your screen, and the Kings of Billiards sponsor both of these players out of Akron.
think this table should favor Mike. He plays here a lot. But
If you're making balls,
Yeah,
you know, and
obviously.
breaking, and you got the talent of Jayson Shaw,
right, it doesn't matter where you're at.
as
Balls
long
in
as
a
you're
stick.
making balls.
Balls in a stick.
Yeah.
Any game with balls in a stick, he has a good chance of winning.
Well, as long as you can make them on the break.
Right.
You know. And get a shot.
Oh, Mike's got an open rack. Those guys.
Jayson said, I can't make a ball. What'd you do? And Mike said, you just hit him too hard, I swear to God.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a mechanic.
Oh, I don't know. Got a mechanic. What?
No, I'm not picking on. I think, you know what? If you give a good rack, the guy looks at it and hits it. There's nothing wrong with knowing all aspects of the game.
It's like buying it as is, right?
Yeah, you know, it's part of the game.
I like the tournaments that they hold out there, like the China Open, would have referees racking for you.
Yeah.
You know, using a magic rack or a template built into the table, where neither opponent touches them.
Right. Well, at the top level, that's a big part of the game. I was at the U.S. Open a few years ago, and I could tell, like, you know, first day that there was about 5 guys who could win the tournament. You know, and they just had that aspect of the game down. You know.
Yeah.
It was neat what they were doing there. The 9 doesn't count in the break. They were breaking to hang the 9, and if it went in, they'd actually be mad. And then they'd have the 1-up table and like have a 2 or a 3-9 combo.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, then they went with the AccuRack. First Renfro was the AccuRack,
Yeah.
and they were spotting the 9 on the
On the spot.
Yeah. That made it a little more difficult until somebody started figuring things out. And,
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
that's a sign of a great pool player. When they, you know, when they get to change the rules because of you, you're doing
Yeah.
something right. You know.
but you can
Corey
limit-
Deuel did
you
that a
can-
couple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, soft break. Well, so many balls got to hit a rail now.
That soft break had to be the most controversial thing going.
Yeah.
And he was making balls, and
Yep.
all of a sudden they said, no, 2 balls got to go past the side pockets, and 1 has to go in.
He should
3
be
all
proud of
together.
that. You know,
Yeah.
you're good at a sport if they got to change the rules because you beat them too much.
Wow, all out for the bank and made it. Nice shot, Mike.
Mike Dechaine.
Credit where credit's due. Beautiful shot.
I think he's playing with a Southwest with a Predator shaft. Maybe.
I remember when Mike Dechaine and Jayson, they faced off in an exhibition challenge match in Ohio. And Jason's daughter started whining when she was younger. She started crying in the back. Mike said, hey, your daughter's shocking me.
That's awesome. He loves her. Mike loves her.
Oh, he loves her, I know.
Yeah, he was
He
feeding
loves
her
her to
ice cream
pieces.
an hour ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's funny.
But anything to get in somebody's head.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
It's all good. I guess that's 4-1. Mike Dechaine on the board. He sure did, Tip. He hit some real nice bank shots. He hit a 3-railer on the gentleman to my left right here to end the
Yeah.
match.
I know. And I might have got out if he didn't make that. You know,
Yeah.
he was taking a chance.
Steve come all the way down from Maine to support Mike in his induction into the Hall of Fame and to participate in the tournament. Drove through a snowstorm
I love it here.
with a minivan,
Yes.
you know, with slush and stuff all over the road. It's just brutal because it started snowing up in Boston. Got here about 40 minutes late, but you know what? You can check that all out on YouTube. I don't know if...
I watched it when I got back to the room last night.
Oh, it was on YouTube already?
I listened to Mike. Well, Mike had it in his phone, and he handed it to me.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, put that on your phone. I want to see it. And, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
You know.
So it must be on YouTube, or he just filmed the whole thing from his phone?
No, he didn't film it. It was definitely
Or, I mean, he recorded.
It was filmed from this angle. At
Oh,
the
okay.
network.
So they uploaded it to YouTube already. Wow, that's
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Steve is a good man. At that rate. So are you, Tip. I just envy you fishing all the time.
Ooh, Mike got a nice freeze here. Mike got a nice freeze.
I miss your help at Castle Billiards.
Oh, Jason's gonna take an extra little bit of time here. This is not a gravy hit, I don't think. I just want to let everybody know I'm slightly partial in this match, but I actually love how both these guys play. I love how both these guys play.
You know, last time I checked, it was America.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I root for Jayson a lot. And obviously, if he's playing Mike, you know. But he plays with the Mucci, and I grew up loving Mucci. So
Everybody had him.
I like to see a guy get it out and wield it the way he does. You know.
I got a chat open here. You don't have the chat.
I can't
open
see
here.
it. Yeah.
I got one open here for you, and I try to open one for me. This is Tippy McManus, and I believe he retired recently, and he
Nice.
sold his other house, bought a new house, and he's always out on like a Bertram or some kind of big fishing boat fishing, you know.
Nice. Living the life.
So he says, every time I went to Castles and he was around, you wouldn't have to ask Tippy, you know. If I was on a ladder and I needed a wire, what do you need? He was like right there, you know. He fit right in like the jigsaw puzzle piece that was missing.
Cool.
So he says, hey, just call me when you need me.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice try.
I like to go down to the Keys and do a little fishing. I got an uncle down there
Done
who
it.
lives in Marathon.
Oh yeah, they got the Marathon. You got Captain Wheeler's right there, like a big buffet seafood place.
Yeah.
You got the fishing boats right out in the front dock.
He lives on a 40-foot carver, but he has a little
Nice.
fishing boat. I think it's it's a really good. I can't think of the name of it.
Grady White or something like that.
No, it's Sea Fox. Is it Sea Fox? He's got a Sea Fox with like the live well and all that.
Nice.
And you know, we've gone out in the Atlantic sometimes and sit around and not caught many fish. But what's great is we go about 10 miles out in the Gulf
Yeah,
and we slay like, you know, tons of Spanish mackerel and grouper.
it's nice.
The black tips.
But you're
come
out there
in.
for Maui, right? You're out there for the Dolphins.
I caught a grouper that was.
Group
we
is
cooked
good,
it
but
for
I don't.
dinner. It was pretty great.
Oh, can you keep the groupers in the Gulf?
No, they've changed it several times.
Yeah.
I think right now, no. But back when, you know, this was a couple of years ago when I caught a grouper.
Yeah, we did a lot of fishing down there, tuna fishing too. I caught a nice blackfin tuna down there. Real
Nice.
nice, yeah.
I don't think I got into the Maui Maui. I didn't.
And we also caught those. Man, those are flippy fish. They turn into like neon colors when they're flipping around. I mean, you almost think you're hallucinating.
Yeah. I caught a blue runner, and it saved me like $50 in shrimp. Because that's a bait fish that's real oily. When you go out 10 miles and you cast, you don't reel in a shrimp. It's either gone or you got a fish on there. You know, and they can't strip the blue runner. I learned a little bit. I'm not a big fisherman, but
Yeah, I love it.
I learned some good stuff, and I've been like 3 years in a row now. Been going out. It's kind of hard to go to my camp and catch white perch after that.
Yeah. You know, I tried the freshwater. I just can't. I want to catch something outside. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want. Something that can pull you overboard. That's fishing.
Well, Mike's getting out here. He's trying to make a game of this set.
Oh, you could beat fishing in the Gulf. You go out to the fishing capital of the world. Gee whiz. Mike Dechaine puts another one on the board. 4-2 now. The fishing capital of the world.
Let's go, Mikey. I can't remember Wilkie ever beating Mike. If you could get by Shaw, I think he'd have a shot. You know, I mean, I'm sure he has if you look back in the history of pool. But
If you Google the fishing capital of the world, you'll find it. Gee whiz.
my uncle, he rants and raves about somewhere down. It's not
South America, I believe. I'll get it.
Not
soon.
Costa Rica, but
Costa Rica, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
You hit it right on the nose. Costa Rica is the ticket.
He said he fished down there, and you wouldn't believe how great it was. But you bring them in, and then all like the people that live in that town all come down, and you give them your catch. You know, you go out for the sport of it, and you catch them, and then it's like the people that live there, I guess, take them, and you know, he loved it. That was his. It must be right because he said that's the best fishing he ever did, Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica is the fishing capital. Absolutely. Yeah, Diana Hoppy's a big fishing lady. Got that right.
Yep. I've been seeing some of the pictures she's taken.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Blue claw crabs.
Yeah, she grabbed.
No matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter. Shrimp. Nice. So we took that blackfin tuna and we had some sushi on board.
Nice.
And then we took the rest back and we grilled it Cajun,
Ooh, you rattled that.
blackened it, and boy, oh boy, it's delicious.
Yep. The best fish I ever ate was a snook. My friend caught it in Florida, my neighbor.
We feed those to the dogs.
Well, that's what everybody says to me, that it was
Yeah.
crazy. But it was a big steak. It was a big
I'm
steak.
joking. Go ahead.
And I don't know the fish, you know. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you. And I know what I like to eat. And in my back lawn in Florida, I had a orange tree, a grapefruit tree, and a mango tree.
Nice.
And he had a lemon lime hybrid tree, an avocado tree, and a grape, his own grapes.
His own grapes.
And we squeezed it all up in tinfoil, put it on the grill with butter, just that, and with all our own fruits from our own trees.
Smothered it.
And it was and just
Oh,
covered it up in
man.
tinfoil until it like fell apart with a fork. Best thing.
You know,
I've
something
ever
about being with Upstate Al turns into food a lot on the live stream.
Oh no! Don't get me started.
Watch the cue
Oh,
ball.
come on, Mikey. Whoa,
That cue ball is running.
Whoa.
Almost like the table's going downhill. I don't know if he's got the shot.
Mike lives a good, clean life. He probably has a shot.
I think he does, because the 8 ball is off the rail quite a bit.
He's blessed.
Got it.
There you go, Mike. Guess what? We have a match.
Sure do. 4-3 and breaking. I consider that a real close match.
All right, I want to see this rack and check.
You
wanna
want to
see
see the
this.
rack?
I want to see the check. You know,
Oh.
if these guys get serious, or if they're right now they were having a little fun, but. All right, he's got the 3 and the 2. Put the 8 in the back. They think the 8's a little smaller than the rest of the balls. If you put it in the back, it freezes up better. That's what everybody was talking about during me playing in the tournament. I'll let you in on some insider. All right, what's he looking at here? Joe Tucker's from right here at Snookers, and
Where is
he has
he?
a lot to say about. He's not here, but he has a lot to say about the rack. And
Oh boy, he can go for
yeah,
ever.
so,
Ever.
you know, you're in the right pool hall to talk about the rack in the break if you
Yeah.
want to talk about it. Like I said, I'm into it. I think you might as well get good at every aspect of pool. Let's take his time here.
You know, he studied the rack for years and years, and I think every player, I'm talking not only not amateur but professional player,
Right.
spent some time with Joe in one sense, in one
Yep.
way or the other.
He hung out with my daughter and at the right times of her life, and you know, showed her what he could. He's always been really nice like that. So.
Oh, black sea bass is really good. I'm looking at Tippy.
Oh, these guys are.
Oh, that's such a sweet fish.
I haven't
Sea
had-
bass? Oh, the black sea bass.
the-
Oh, man. It's like a sweet.
Now up
sweet
in
meat.
Maine, we get the stripers when they come.
Oh,
in.
yeah. You
Yeah.
got the stripers running.
Yeah.
Throw a jig in the water. You can catch them with a silver spoon, I mean, if you want.
Well,
Right out of the
mackerel-
kitchen.
Mackerel's a good way to catch them, and my aunt makes the striper stew, and that's pretty good. I'll tell you that right now.
I stake them up. I stake the stripers up. All right, look at all the traffic down table.
Yeah. I
So
think the 2 goes by the 8.
it does. It goes right by the 4 and the 8.
And, you know, it's...
Draw it to the rail.
He gets on the 4.
He's going to have to hit the 9 ball here.
Yeah, I don't see him playing it safe. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
He hit the 9 just right to get back in the lane.
right in the pitcher. Yeah, swordfish. Swordfish is excellent. You know, a lot of restaurants were actually selling shark steaks, which are, you know, between swordfish and shark steaks, if they called it shark, people in the restaurant wouldn't order it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So everybody would call it swordfish.
Well, there was a place in Marathon, and my uncle lived right behind the airport in an inlet on his boat. And there's a place you could walk to from there. If you brought your fresh catch from the day, they'd cook it up for you.
Yeah.
And they charge you, like, I think back then it was like, well, I mean, it was a few years ago, it was like, I think it was like $10 a person. They'd cook up your fish, and then they'd give you like sodas and some sides. And I think they might even have kept some of the fish. I don't know if they could do that.
That's okay too.
And we went there at the end of each day and ate the fish we caught, and it was fantastic. Yeah, they blacken some, you know. They cook it 2 or 3 ways for you.
I tell you, I
I
love
don't
it.
know the name of the restaurant, but it's right behind the airport in Marathon.
In Marathon?
Yeah.
Behind the airport in Marathon.
Yeah,
You're not
the
talking
West
about
Coast.
Fort Lauderdale Airport, are you?
No. Marathon.
Marathon
Keys.
Key you're talking about.
Keys. And
I never flew into an airport
It's
into the
it's
Keys.
little.
I always flew into
It's
Fort
little.
Lauderdale, and then we drove down, which
Yeah.
was a couple hour drive.
Sure. I lived near there. I lived near the West Palm Beach Airport.
And then many a times went across Alligator Alley,
Sure.
headed up to Tampa, and going up to Busch Gardens up that way.
Oh yeah.
That's a trip, man. Oof.
It's-
Flat out trip.
Yeah. The roads are excellent down there. You can make some time down there. There's no bumps. Not like
Well,
Maine.
there's a bump in the road as Mike hit that one.
Yeah. He might have got away with it. He's living the good life.
Got away with it for now. Depends on what happens here. Touche.
Wow. What do we got here?
Stone crab claws, yes. What's that crab joint that's right outside of Lauderdale there? Everybody goes to, and they use the wooden mallets and break the crabs open. Everybody. Rustic crab, I believe it's called. Rustic
know.
crab?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
that's what
sure.
it is. A couple of times, man. It's a nice place, too. Kind of noisy.
Right.
But you sit outdoors, right on the canal.
Yep. On the intercoastal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've sat on the intercoastal many times on there, like around Christmas, and watched the boat parade.
Oh yeah.
They dress the boats up with. Well, you live down there.
My
What am I
friend has
telling
a
you?
nice pool hall, slate billiards. I don't know if you know Mike
Never
Bradford.
been there. No.
It's actually in Delray, which is
Okay.
not too far north of Fort Lauderdale. You go up the highway a little ways, you're there.
Yeah.
It's south of West, so right around Boca. And he's a real nice guy. He's from Maine. He moved down to Florida and ended up getting a nice pool room. There's a lot of pool rooms in Florida I love. Capone's, Strokers.
Capone's I heard of because Mike Davis, right? Mike Davis was playing out there at one time,
Could be, yeah.
and then he's playing out of someplace else after that.
Yep.
So I definitely heard about it.
Yeah, that's more over the Tampa way.
Jayson Shore, he's trudging ahead now by 2, 5-3. Welcome to Florida, everybody.
Right.
Not the crusty crab. I believe it's called the rustic crab or something like that. R-U-S-T-I-C. I believe the rustic crab.
All right, let's see what
Crusty
Mike
crab
does.
is Easy E. He's the crusty crab. All right, we're in the match.
This is what I like. Is Jayson checks the rack out, he takes it.
Oh, he's going to slam him.
He accepts the rack though. He looks at it, he accepts it. Now let's see if anything goes anywhere.
He's going to slam him.
You know, you're expecting the 4-ball.
He started breaking in the tournament real slow. Then all of a sudden he turned the fuel up. He's trying to find that spot.
So Mike's saying, you know, pot break it a little more instead of so hard, you know.
Well, Jason's saying to himself, he's making a wing ball in every break. Well, where's mine? You know.
He checked the rack. I saw him.
Yeah, he did check the
"Yep,
rack.
I want this."
Absolutely.
So, and the 4 was almost in. I mean, if it wasn't such a tight pocket, you know, it would have gone in here and there, different tables.
I don't like this. I guess the 2 goes right into the corner.
He doesn't play position.
He must have played good position.
He just makes everything.
Sure does. What's a good food hall near Naples, Florida? Naples, Florida. Do you know any down in that area?
Well, Naples is south of Fort Myers. It's a beautiful area. Unbelievable. Marco Island's down there.
You know
I used
anyone?
to play, not exactly in Naples, but north on, I think it's 41 or 441 is the highway there. That's like the Route 1 of that area. You know,
Right, like the 81A area.
Yeah, exactly.
81, yeah.
I think there was one more up near Fort Myers in a little strip mall. This was like, you know, the last time I was there was 5-10 years ago. But I went in there and those guys were playing one pocket for pretty good money every time I ever been there. There's always a one pocket game going.
Well, Tippy says Diamond Billiards in Cape Coral. He says about 40-minute drive. He said the best one would be Diamond Billiards in Cape Coral.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the name of the town, but it's north past, you know, up around Fort Myers, right on the main drag, which is 41 or 441. So you wouldn't want to go across Alligator Alley to get to the East Coast from Naples to go to a pool hall. That'd be going out of the way.
That's just going north and south.
Yeah.
Mike Dechaine going to pull within 1 here, 5-4.
Yeah. Center pocket, Mike. Center pocket. We're going to see a good match. No one's running away.
Yeah.
I was watching them play in the Super Billiards Expo. I think it was last year. And Jayson got him. It was near the end of
Turning
the
stone.
And Jayson, I'm going to sound biased, but he definitely, in my eye, got the rolls that set.
Oh, okay. Everybody's allowed to.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's all part of the game, yeah.
they both beat each other. It's back and forth. But a couple times now, Jayson's got him.
Rodney Morris, Rob Sayers, all played.
They
The
played
Bones
the
in,
I think
it's
Buddy Hall.
supposed to be Spring Hill, Florida.
Buddy Hall. Yeah, it's Tampa or maybe a little north, somewhere around there.
Right.
Strokers is a little south of there.
Stroke is another one, yeah.
And the guy I really love down there is Tony Crosby. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, yes.
He plays out
Got
of
his own
Strokers.
tour down there.
Yeah, he plays out of Strokers, or he used to. And he's a great guy. And that's a really great pool room.
Just had a,
His name. I can't
I
think
believe
of
he just had another baby boy about 7 months ago or so.
Yep.
Didn't he?
Yep.
He's living it. He's living the life. Another one out on a boat a lot of times. I miss my boat. Yeah, I used to get in the boat and 5 o'clock in the morning I'd disappear. You wouldn't see me until it was dark. I'd come in with the running lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a nice Chris Craft cabin cruiser,
I had one.
and I sold it, and then I moved inland to buy the pool room, and I get a camp on a lake, or family camp,
Right.
and I ended up getting a ski boat, just a Bayliner. So now I'm back
I've
on
done
the
that.
ocean. I'm back on the ocean with this Bayliner, and we actually call it the Gayliner.
Yeah,
And,
because you could see through the hull. It's so thin.
Yeah, and it won't take a wake wave from any other boat in the ocean. But, but I know my way around where I go, so it's local knowledge, and I have it. So because I had the cabin cruiser, so it's just to get out in the sun now. But I'll probably get a bigger one if I stick around on the ocean.
I miss them. I don't know. This is going to cause a little bit of trouble, but just make the ball.
He's got work to do.
Well, send a ball and bounce off the cushion here.
Such a fierce.
Shorten the bridge up as much as you can.
Look at him bring it over the 7, you know.
Yeah.
It looks perilous, but I think you'll be fine.
Shot.
Oh, it plays the extra rail.
Shot. Johnny, what do you say? Brilliant photo. I think I seen you in the chat yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Or early this morning. I don't know. The days and the mornings and the nights all start to get together and combine like putting them all in a blender. Nickel apiece. We're racing to 4 from here. And keep in mind, the winner of this set will have to defeat Sean Wilkie twice. It's a true double elimination in the final. So I think we're in for a lot of pool. I know Sean doesn't want to be.
50% of me wants to get my butt headed towards Maine, and then the rest of me wants, like, I gotta watch the rest of this tournament. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Maybe you should crash out. You know, there's a hotel right down the road. Well, I don't know where you guys stayed.
I stayed the first night we stayed somewhere, Mike.
Right,
Like
7 miles away. Yeah, yeah.
It was really nice. And then last night I was at the Marriott, which was beautiful. You know.
Right, that's where I was at. But
you think you could walk in there, you know, on a Sunday without a lot of notice.
Well, you're heading the other direction anyway, to where you stayed the other night. I mean, they're like $60 a room or something like that, $65 a room down that way.
Yeah.
You know, and crash out and, well, it's totally up to you. I like to leave and do some night driving myself.
I do the same sometimes. We'll see if these Cape Cods keep going down like this, you know.
Well, I don't. Then I definitely want you to stay.
I'll make the right move. Believe me, I'm not the. I don't.
Good. I like that. So. Al, there's a question in the chat. Tippy says, Al, ask Steve if the pool room in Fort Myers he was talking about, if it's the 8-Ball Lounge. Is that the one you were trying to remember?
I'm not sure. I don't remember the name. I used to play a guy and maybe, is it an 8-Ball? I used to play a guy named Palm Tree.
Palm Tree?
Palm Tree was his name, and he was like the local.
That's original.
In Fort Myers.
That's really original. Florida.
You know, I beat like 2 or 3 guys, right? And then they're like, "Oh, we're not playing anymore. We're gonna go get Palm Tree." And Palm Tree came in, and I had to play Palm Tree. It was fun. It was a good time. Maybe it was the 8-Ball. So they have nice equipment, but not a lot of tables. But nice equipment. I think that's how I remember it.
Oh, you can't see this chat. I'm sorry. I got the switcher in front of it. There you go. Uh-oh, this could get ugly looking. Mike's going to have one of those long shots that he shines on. He fires these right between the jaws. So does Jayson.
The guy had a palm tree tattoo, so he was Palm Tree.
Palm Tree, that's original.
Yep.
There it is. Bite it in. Hit it with the inside stuff, too, off the 9.
I lived in Fort Myers when I was a kid, when I first moved away from Maine, and I was broke. You know, you had to live in the neighborhood you could afford. And this place was called the Pine Manor, but we call it the Crime Manor.
The Crime Manor?
Yeah, I lived in the Pine Manor, and I don't know if it's still there. But it was a fun time in life.
Hey, you know, it's something that puts you where you're at.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad.
Yep.
I was good at avoiding the major trouble and just having a little fun without
Nothing wrong with that.
jumping in head first.
Nothing wrong with that.
I always had the luck of that.
Did you beat the gentleman named Palm Tree? Is a question from Easy.
Oh yeah, I beat Palm Tree.
Okay.
Not for a lot of money, but I mean, you know.
You knocked his coconuts off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying I broke them or anything, but
right.
I nobody had to buy any beers that was on my team that day. Let's put it that way.
Sanders won Maine. Now we get into the politics. This is a little funky shot right here. Watch this shot. It's a hop. Wow, he actually stabbed down at that cue ball. Holy cannoli, I think he can hop it and stab down and hold it. Mike Dechaine takes the lead, 6-5.
These two guys hate sitting and watching the other one shoot.
Get the baby out here.
Yeah.
Bring the baby in.
Yeah.
Michael will be all giggly. Knock him right out of stroke.
Oh,
Ara, where are you? She's listening. Probably sitting in the car watching it.
she's a cute kid. Mike took her crayons from her, and she made this face like.
She's serious looking.
Yeah. She looked at him like, really?
I forgot how old she was. She was sitting on Steinway's counter, and I ordered something. I forget what, some kind of rice or something. And she was looking at it, and I was starting to give her little tiny pieces of whatever it was. And Ara looked at me like, "Don't worry, let her eat it." She ate.
No doubt.
Yeah, little tiny pieces. Yeah.
Well, she was eyeballing my hot wings today, but I didn't think that'd be a good idea.
No, that's not a good idea.
Extra spicy.
Here we go. Now watch your wing ball. Jayson can't make one.
See if the two goes here.
Yeah. Ooh.
Missed it.
Oh.
He he can break way harder than that. He's breaking that speed for a reason. It's like a pop break.
Shot.
Jayson says I can bank too.
That kind of just opened up the table, you know.
Yeah. So now, in America, the Moscone Cup, is on points and stuff. I know Mark Wilson gets a cap.
Europe also.
So, like, if Jayson goes over there and he plays good enough, it's not a lot of politics. It's more just performance.
Yeah.
That's great.
Basically.
That's great.
He's going over for 3 months. He's going to stay over there and play on that tour. I think he said he's playing in 3 or 4 of the events, the major events.
You know who I really like is Marcus Shamat. He was the captain.
I like Marcus.
He's funny. He's so.
Many years ago, he came into Broadway Billiards. He'll tell you. He came into Broadway Billiards, and a lot of people standing around like they didn't know him, and
Yeah.
the gangster was alive, and
Yeah, oh, ginky.
and I don't know if you guys ever met Marcus Shamat. He's a very small guy. He's not a tall guy at
Big
all.
personality, nice person.
But he was a lot younger. And
Yeah.
he got made, He didn't get knocked, but he got made. We knew he was there.
Yeah. You thought he was gonna sneak up on you guys?
Yeah. Well, that was in my home room, but I used to frequent all the rooms, throughout Manhattan, depending on where the action was,
Yeah.
There was no action at the Golden Q, we would go down to, if there's no action at Chelsea's, we'd go to the Golden Q or go up to Broadway Billiards. Broadway Billiards was sort of a dive at the time, and now it's Society Billiards. Big change. Remodeled the whole thing. You wouldn't even know it was Broadway.
Right.
But wherever the action was, that's where you seen
Those guys.
everybody,
Yeah.
Well,
I met him first in Jacksonville at Bank Shop Billiards, and he just was, he's just the funny guy to hang out with. You know what I mean? Keep you laughing.
I never had the chance to actually have a conversation with him.
Yeah. Happy-go-lucky.
Seems that way, yeah. Jason's getting a little happy-go-lucky here. He's going to tie this up with 6 apiece, it looks like.
Yeah. That bank
And-
set it up, and he.
Yeah, opened up the table from that
Yeah.
bank on the 1. Six and breaking, Mr. Jayson Shaw.
We need to upgrade our sneakers if we're going to be around these pool players.
Why?
I don't know.
I got Nikes on, all webbed out. These are undercover ones. They're like light green. You're not supposed to see them.
You're good. I'm looking at Jayson, and then I was thinking about Wilkie between the two of them.
Yeah, I like comfortable sneakers. Now I have a pair of sneakers in my car. They're brand new, and I don't know. They got to be a couple $100 sneakers. I tried them. They fit me. I just don't like the feel of the side of them. It feels like my foot is being crushed in there. So.
Not wide enough.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's wide enough, but it's a regular sneaker. So I'm trying to get rid of them for $50.
Really?
Yeah, they're brand new, but I put my feet in them, so I might get a little more money.
I was
because of
gonna
that.
say.
Yeah, that's
people
a
are- people
signature.
are collecting.
Watch the balls here. Once again, the noise is there. The 5 is traveling. The 8's going to make it. The 5 is going to hang, and the shot on the 1, I believe it goes right down the rail.
Well, it was nice doing a little commentating with McGonigal. He's got so much pool knowledge.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got his heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
And you know what he does at the
Experience.
Hall of Fame here. I mean,
Yeah.
he just loves it. He lives for it. He shoots pretty well too.
Oh man,
I mean, for a guy his age,
no,
you know,
no, he shoots well.
he belongs in a
shoot well
museum,
anyway.
at least 1 foot in. He's listening. He's listening.
Probably is listening, but don't you can't give him anything. None of these guys can give him anything. You can get out in a race tonight on anybody.
Oh yeah, he can get out.
He plays real good. He jokes around about his age and whatnot.
Yeah.
But he plays strong.
Puts those earphones in. He's in his own world.
Yeah. I played him on the TV table last year, and
Yeah, the Hall of Fame tournament.
it was a respectable match. I was glad when I walked out of it, but he still got it. That's all right.
Charlie Amin says, what size? Size 13. Like 18 wheelers. Oh, Jason's got the cue ball on a string. And it looks like he's about to get the 7. That's probably brutal. Jason Shore goes to 7. New Jersey pool player says Al is selling his size 12 for red pumps. I guess those are the pumps that the women wear. I only keep those
Stilettos.
I only keep those in my trunk in case I got to make some extra money if I go broke.
Right. You got to put your thumb out on the side of the highway.
Yeah, put the tutu on. Or if we got somebody in the car, we'll put them out there. We used to joke like that, the Gyp Rock. We would joke like that with some people in the car. Say, look, we're going to this pool hall. We're going to try to snap somebody off. But if they happen to break us, the new guy that was with us in the car would say, you're the one that has to put on the dress and the heels. And they would be like, what's dress and heels?
Yeah.
Well, just in case we go broke, we're putting you out there to make the money back.
Right. Well, there's a story about Lascotti dressing up to go to a women's tournament. He had like some famous,
never
some
heard this
great
one.
makeup artist. Got them all made up, and he went and knocked off a women's tournament
No.
on a Tuesday night for 80
Lance,
bucks
is that
one
true? Lance is in the chat.
I'm telling you.
Oh, God, I thought I heard it all.
I heard this story secondhand, but he did he didn't want to be known for a while, so he was getting into makeup stuff, and he decided to knock off a ladies tournament somewhere.
Knowing Larry, I could see him just trying it, as a joke. I just can't see him playing
Yeah.
and winning the tournament, but I can see him doing it as a joke. Do they do like, heels and chains too? Is it after 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
No, it's only 10 p.m. We can't be talking like this right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We gotta wait till midnight. Kidding.
Danny DiBertito.
DiLiberto.
I always
Yeah.
say his name wrong.
DiLiberto.
I saw him somewhere, and he was on the road with Lascotti a long time. So I asked him for a Lascotti story. Give me a Lascotti story.
Did he tell you the same one? Go ahead.
He told me one about them being in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, boy. About jumping in the pool?
Yeah.
That's
what he told me.
unbelievable.
It's just funny.
Tell everybody. There's probably people out there that didn't
I'm
hear
sure.
it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people who've heard it, and maybe hopefully somebody who hasn't. But
Well, I don't know how many. We had like 500 people in here. I don't know how many's in here now.
well,
But I'm sure there's a handful that haven't heard it.
so they blow into Vegas. They've been on the road. They got a nice steak, like 10,000 a piece or something there ahead, and like they decide to stay in a cheap motel off strip, and they walk over to the strip, through all these other hotels' backyards. Ooh, that's not
It's
good.
off
That's
season too, by the way.
that's gonna hurt.
It's a little cool in Vegas at the time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a cool time of year there, like what they call winter.
Right.
All the pools are dirty with leaves in them and stuff. People don't clean them until it gets warmer out. So they're in the casino for not very long, and Larry comes up and asks Danny to borrow 500. And he goes, "What?" You know, like he had all this money 2 hours ago. You know,
Yep.
and he's like, you know, just shut up and let me fight. So he goes, "No, let's go back to the room. You know, we can't burn our whole steak up. You know, on the first night. You know." So they're walking back, and Scotty sees a pool. He goes, "I'll tell you what, you give me 500, I'll jump in that pool right there." And so Danny says, "All right." So Scotty's fully dressed with like a leather jacket on, smoking a cigarette, jumps in this pool
Full of leaves.
full of leaves over his head, climbs out, and he's shivering, and you can see his breath, and he's shaking. And Danny gives him the 500. He says, "You know, I was going to give you the 500 anyway." And Scotty's like, "I was going to jump in the pool anyway."
That's Larry, man.
I was going to jump in the pool anyway.
I was going to jump in the pool anyway. What a comeback that is.
Yeah. I would have loved to be there.
Nice shot, Mike. A little overran, but still makeable.
Oh, yeah.
Just controlling that ball on that string. Jayson Sure at 7, sitting in his chair, waiting just to get back. Just give him one chance. He's meditating.
This one got away.
That rock's running.
This one got away.
Joseph.
What's he going to do here on the side? Yeah, you're right.
Joseph. Sandwich. Grilled cheese. Anything. I just need something away. Not too much cheese.
Mike plays that one. Mike just played a great shot on the side and went into the 5-8. Came out straight. Perfect.
Lance Lascotti says it's a nice time to swim.
I was out in Vegas for the Moscone Cup, and I didn't realize they have like a cold season. I didn't bring anything to wear, you know, that was below 70-degree weather.
Right.
And
was it really?
it was cold. It was actually cold, yeah.
I didn't realize that either.
People had winter jackets, and there was no laying in the sun, I'll tell you that. So that's around the rodeo time. We were there for rodeo.
Well, it's a good time to bring them horses in and run them.
Yeah.
It's a little cold because you don't want them running in 95-degree weather.
I had the smallest belt buckle in the whole time when we were there. These guys,
Run,
rodeo guys were, yeah, nice people. But they,
have the years on them, and
yeah.
here we go. 3 rails back to the 9.
Well, he just drilled that 4 on the side, went into the 5-8. It was amazing.
We're going to 77. What a match. What a match. I guess there's a little side action going on around here.
The Railbirds are getting into it here.
Mike Dechaine taking a timeout, very briefly. As Mike Sutherland is standing by the doorway where Mike just walked out and gave him that
Looking at his watch.
evil eye saying, "You got a couple of minutes and you're back."
Yeah. He doesn't take long. They're going to draw the raffle afterwards. They get the raffle tickets all out here already.
You know, 40 years, I never won a raffle. Maybe this is, if I win it, I'm going to donate it. I got to donate it to Steve Kurtz for his little straight pool, well, little growing straight pool league that he started. He's got about 28 players on a regular basis. That's quite a few players to have for straight pool on a regular basis.
We started one up in Maine and got, I think it was about 16 players the first season. And then the second season is still going. It was we'd lost a couple because some people go away for the winter.
Sure.
Um,
What do we call them? Snowbirds?
Yeah, but it was great the way my manager Jeff Mosman ran it, and he's a really good guy. He loves straight pool. Is they could show up anytime during the week and play their match. It didn't, you know, we kind of hoped they'd do it on Sunday or whatever time you had the league.
Right, that's the way Steve runs it.
But you can just meet up, and
Right.
just make arrangements with the other player and get your match.
To make up a match, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way he runs it,
And,
out of Bayshore Billiards.
I'll tell you what was great about it. It pulled up a bunch of money for a tournament for the finals, and that was just a great tournament. It was so fun. Everybody that loves straight pool got together, had a straight pool tournament. You know.
Yeah, a lot of
And there was
people
good
like
money
it.
in the
A
pot.
lot of people do like it.
Yep. I think it's going to catch on a little bit.
Well, what he usually does is he'll have he'll get in touch or reach out to a custom cue maker and ask if they'll help out and make a cue. And I'll tell you what, he's giving away some really sharp looking cue sticks.
Yep.
So maybe I can save him a little shopping around or trying to get another sponsor and
Right.
hand him a $1,300 Josh cue.
Well, Jeff was responsible for getting the qualifier to the U.S. Open straight pool that's going to be in Connecticut up to TJ's too, and we held it, and Kyle Pepin won it. That was played in this and got
That
67th
young man there.
place. Yeah, he won it, so he'll be representing Maine down in the U.S. Open straight pool. You got the high run too of the day. I kicked in a little bit for the high run. Unfortunately, he snapped his southwest.
Mike Sutherland's looking at all this study and saying, these guys are really killing me. I got a long trip.
I don't think they're doing it yet. They're
Well,
not
that's
getting
left
crazy
side.
yet.
Now we're going to the right side.
Yeah. I mean, when it gets ridiculous, it does, but they're not really pushing it yet. And that was his first break.
And then he said they're no good.
Well, yeah, it does get to a point. I'm not sure it's there yet, where it's stalling.
Well, 7-7. It's a crucial time, so want to make sure you get a good rack. But if Mike gets enough of it, he'll get out there and rack the balls, and you're not going to be able to look at him. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Here we go.
I see people push it too far. I've seen, I think, maybe Mike push it too far, but I don't think they're there yet. They've been playing pretty steady here.
The 8-ball went right in.
Yep. I saw Johnny Archer take about 5 minutes to break once. He wasn't looking at the rack. He'd get down, stroke 5 warm-up strokes, and then move it a quarter inch, the cue ball a quarter inch to the right, and do it again. And then stand up and get back down and move it a quarter inch right, do it again. And he did it for a good 5 minutes. And he was on the hill. And the funny thing was he broke and made the 9 and won the set.
Found the spot, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But he was playing, I can't think of the guy who was playing, but the guy plays real slow. He was playing. And
Kyle Pippin, right? Pepin, is that his name?
Kyle's, yeah, the kid from Maine who won the...
Who snapped the Southwest, yeah.
Well, listen, he wasn't trying to, and he wasn't really that hard on it. It just caught the table weird. But it let it be a lesson to everybody.
Mr. Zuglin on the scene. Dead in the hole, Jayson short to the hill. 8-7.
That was a nice shot. Someone in the audience getting into it with Jayson.
Sounds like Kevin.
Jason's turn to look at it. He likes it.
Yeah.
You're thinking the 5-ball.
I don't think it's going.
Didn't even come close, did it?
The 1 did.
Oh, yeah.
And the Q and the 2 are getting closer, and he's got a shot.
Three's
The
a little-
3 is trouble. Yeah.
He might tick the 2 here and make the 9 go somewhere. You know, the 3's saving him for.
Yeah, I think he's going safe. I don't think he's going to come around the table for the 3. He's going to roll up.
Yeah. Well, if he could get on the 9, it was a free shot.
Well, Mike definitely doesn't want to break that 3-8 apart.
I'd be rolling this one slow.
Yeah.
It's Simon and Garfunkel playing on the radio.
Mellow time. Wow, we thought he was going to hit it slow. He hit it pretty hard and got behind it,
He
too.
found a way to stay way away from the 3-8. That was a pretty strong kick. Well, it's going to help him too much with no jump stick here.
Well, the 9 ball doesn't have to be cold. I don't know.
Swerve it here.
I don't know if he's going to swerve it hard.
Back. Boy.
Tell you, he knew what direction that 2 ball was being kicked in. You know, he knew that 4 and the 6 had a chance of blocking the pocket. Kicked it right.
Ooh. All right, well, he's got a break shot. He's got a break shot here. 10 the 2.
And break it.
Get into the 8-3. He's got to be thinking of how it's going to break. He went hard. What a shot. Wow. Well, we could be going to the hill here.
Double hill, yeah. Well, you know, we called it, Zuggy and I called it from the beginning. Everything's going to go hill from here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the hill matches in the finals.
In both sets.
Yeah, keep us here. Why not? We love it.
I mean, we have reasonably fast players the rest of the way out.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to help.
You know, Sean hasn't hit any balls. He's been sitting back there.
Yeah.
I guess he's going to get up in a little while and hit balls. Unless he has to sit there. I don't know if Mike's going to allow him to practice. You got to sit in the hot seat?
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are. Hill to the hill, Mike Dechaine breaking.
I think there's going to be quite a bit of an inspection on the next rack.
Yep. Although, if he sees something he likes right off, he'll keep it.
Yeah. Mike Dechaine to go double hill. Double cheeseburger. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
It's 8-8. It doesn't get any better, and it's not that late. It's only 10:24.
What's some good pool we got in the state tonight?
Absolutely.
Good thing I don't got to win by 2.
You do. Oh, you're talking about in this particular set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jayson sporting the Molinari glove on his hand as he's racking right now. They are now available in multiple colors. So if you're going to a wedding, you can put any color you want on. Get married.
There you go. If you're using blue chalk, I suggest the blue one.
Good point. I like that.
Shoot. These guys that sell cues come to my pool. Oh, with brown chalk, because I guess it doesn't mark the ferrule up, you know.
Or they're playing on the tan felt.
They get they're not playing on tan. They're playing on my green felt at my
With
pool hall.
brown chalk or
Brown
tan?
chalk, with, light brown or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
'Cause
Camel Tour used to have that kind of felt.
And their argument is, well, you know, we don't want to get blue all over the ferrules we're selling these cues. And I said, look, I don't want it to look like a brown bird turd.
Yeah,
everywhere
you're
all over
right.
it's really hard to clean up afterwards.
Yeah.
So we had a little go back and forth on that one. But I don't know. You want brown lines on your ferrule or blue?
You know, I even seen the red. I'm sure you've seen that also.
Oh, red cloth. That's a good idea.
And with the red chalk. And in fact, in racks in West Hempstead, Long Island, they have a private VIP room that you can rent out and have a party, and they have a Valley bar box in there that has the tan felt and, of course, the tan chalk to go along with it. It's a good idea, you know, depending on what table you're playing on, what cloth. But you're right, you put tan chalk on these Q-tips that these
Doesn't
guys
look
use.
good.
No, it doesn't. Well, we're going to see some safety battle. Cue ball up around the 5-8 area. Somewhere up there, he's going to thin this 2 ball, but the window of opportunity passing the 3 ball in the middle of the table is brutal. That's where he's going to get real huge.
Unless he just does a little cheap, put the 2 up there and go behind the 4-9.
Well, it is taking quite a lot.
There you go.
That 3 is big. Unless he's going to use the 4-9 to try to hide the cue ball and the 2 ball.
Oh, he's trying to get behind the 5-8.
Yeah, that's where we wanted to get.
Whoa.
That's a leaker.
Uh-oh.
Jayson Shore can see it.
I think that was asking a lot.
This could hurt.
That
But
was
notice
asking
the
a lot.
5 ball. You're going to have to play like a 3 cushion safe off it if you don't have a chance to break it out. That's what he's looking at.
Yeah, that's a nice safe, though. Lock him right on the 8.
There's Kevin. That's Kevin, the one that's blocking.
Yeah.
He probably got some side action.
Yeah, he had something to say. I got the best bet of my life with him earlier today and lost it.
Correction officer. Well, Jayson speared that in. What is he going to do with the 5 ball? The only thing I can see is play safe. If he goes into it now, he could wind up in trouble. He gets behind it, and he's not touching it. Now, if he gets low enough,
I was going to say I'd like to be down table more.
yeah. I don't like forcing
Oh,
this.
here we go. He's got the 4 first.
Yeah. Well, if he came down low, you're right. If he came down low with the cue ball, then he can spin, you know, make the 4 and then spin the cue ball into the 5.
Yeah.
I think he's going to play safe. Unless he can cut it up in the corner.
He'll stop there and they'll play the 3 rails back down, and the
Right.
the 4's going in, leaving frozen on the back of the 8.
It's kind of a two-way shot because the 7 being where it is, if the 5 goes in the 3 rail shot, you're in position to put a 7.
Yeah.
So you might see a two-way shot here.
Oh, he didn't hit it good.
Well, he hit it good enough to duck. When Mike's going to pull out the pogo stick, I'm pretty sure he's going to jump this.
Can you use your brake cue?
Yeah, well, you know, he was breaking and shooting with the Southwest, but he did go in his bag and pull out the brake cue. So that's what you're going to see him do. He's going to jump it.
Well, if it's a cue he likes to jump with, I mean, I like him to make it. He's only got to go over the edge. Boy, he's got wicked jack up.
Wow, what a shot. What a shot. Steve Goulding, the owner here, sponsoring Mike Dechaine, can't clap enough.
You never see him practice, but he's got to. When no one's looking, he's got to. You know.
Well, this is a key shot. We've seen him make a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Thing is to relax yourself after that jump shot. And
Yeah, this is awkward though. Do you beat the 5?
You spin out.
You going up above the you hitting the top rail, or you hitting the side rail?
Well, catching the short rail and spinning out.
Okay.
Well, you like pulling it one rail and across? What a
don't know.
shot that is, but
I
gee
don't know.
whiz. Why not just go naturally and get that 8-ball? You can spin out of that upper right-hand corner naturally instead of trying to force the cue ball.
Yeah.
But to each his own. I mean, if that's what he likes to do, he will do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's doing it. He's doing exactly what he's thought of. He might go natural. I don't know. Yeah, he did go the natural way and he missed it. Wow. He just broke his knuckle. Get the EMTs. Man, he hit that table hard. You know, we've seen that happen a lot of times, and even, you know, not that much with professionals where they come with like a magnificent shot.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a little time to settle in,
That's right.
you know? What an unbelievable jump shot. But this ain't over. You know, this is not an easy 7-ball by far. But Jayson can pocket anything on the table.
He's got to worry about the side
So
pocket a little
we're
bit.
going to see. He's got it, man. Jason's got it.
It's over, folks. Well,
Wow, what a match this has been. Talk about down to the wire. I don't know anybody that walks across a tightrope that would want to walk across this. Where'd that come from?
A few years ago, he'd be on suicide watch for the next 24 hours.
Uh-oh.
He's been doing better.
He's okay. He's got a great shot. He's going to make this, but he would like to be a little bit further across the table. You got people in the background balking that has little wages on his side, but Jason's not going to pay that no mind.
Nah.
Good shooting, guys. Great shooting from both of these opponents. But Jayson Shaw comes out on top by a score of 9-8. We're going to have the raffle. I'm going to set up the final. Jayson Shaw and Sean Wilkie. We want to thank Steve for sitting in from TJ's. Thank you, Steve.
I had so much fun. Thanks
Listen,
for
that
having
door is always open, and I enjoy the company.
me. Cool.
Love it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, guys, we'll be right back with another match.